in order to really be able to do a Leil Seder, you have to be out of Mitzrayim first. Otherwise, how are you going to say to your son, this is what Hashem did to me when He took me out of Mitzrayim? When did He take you out of Mitzrayim? Are you out of Mitzrayim? And so, a person has to try to realize on this night that he's not going back to his old self ever again. Whatever was is in the past. This is a new cycle. This is a new zodiac. This is a new reality. And therefore, he's leaving Mitzrayim at that moment. If he'll be dragged back into Mitzrayim the next day, that's already something else. But while he's telling his son, he is out of Mitzrayim. He needs to tell it like somebody who is not in Mitzrayim. So then the son will be able to listen. Then he will understand that there's really something else, that something else is really possible. Otherwise, the son will repeat the same mistakes as the father. They will all stay in Mitzrayim. It will not be Yetzias Mitzrayim without intelligence. It will not happen because there will not be Midas Tovos without intelligence. And so the intelligence we're talking about here is not the intelligence you can learn in a university. It's not the intelligence that you can pay somebody to teach you. It's intelligence that's intrinsic to your soul, to your neshama, to your heart. And that sensitivity can only be gained through dedication, through caring, through trying to care about humanity and trying to understand why somebody would create such a situation in the first place for people. And so this requires an individual dedication. That's the only way to do it. And this is why Chazal teach us that the Torah doesn't go by heritage. Every single person can decide to dedicate himself to becoming wise, and it will work. And it will be so big, ad kedei kach, that a mamzer Talmid Chacham is bigger than a Kohen Gadol Haaretz. In the eyes of the truth, the mamzer that came out from an illegitimate union, if he becomes wise, he's going to be more important, more chashuv, than the Kohen Gadol who goes lifnei v'nifnim, but he's Haaretz, but he doesn't really understand the truth. Because that wisdom is going to take him to a level, is going to take him to a place where he's going to be beyond distinction. It won't matter the vessel he lives in, because with his wisdom he's not there anymore. He's not in the vessel, he's in the collective. And therefore, what difference does it make how he got here? He's here. And he knows it. And he understands. And so the wisdom is open for everybody, and that's the purpose. But we have to ask the right questions. We have to learn from how they tried to get children to ask questions, that the adults too need to ask questions. The adults too, if they want to be intelligent, they need to start understanding what they're doing and why they're doing it. They need to at least learn, dedicate time to know what was the message, what was the purpose, where are we heading with this, so that we can help along, so that we can do something to make that reality come faster. So then comes the answer. We were slaves, and here we see how even Chazal were sitting and discussing the Nisim of Yetzias Mitzrayim. They each had their individual Yetzias Mitzrayim, because everybody that's born into a society when there's no Beis Hamikdash needs to have Yetzias Mitzrayim in order to become a Chacham, in order to understand what's happening. Otherwise he's stuck in the culture he was born with. Like we know for Reb Akiva. Reb Akiva was 40 years in the culture of the Amei Haaretz, of the general population, which meant that he didn't understand the first thing about what's real and what's not real. But his Yetzias Mitzrayim happened over 24 years of realizing a certain truth that changed everything for him. And so the same the rest of them. Here we see how through the Midos we create ourselves a bad experience. So what's this going to cause? It's going to cause us to one day realize how we function, how our Midos work, so that we will no longer suffer, so that we will know how to interact with each other and create a better situation on this planet. And this is within our power. Just like we can create this one, we created any other one. We shouldn't be enslaved to any other generation. We should be realizing the wisdom of the truth so that we can recognize what's really best for humanity. And as long as we don't know that, then we are enslaved to others because they knew better than us. And then we should follow what they say because we don't know any better. We don't know what we're doing. And so Chazal didn't have Nevuah. when Mashiach will come, there will be nevuah, and a lot of the things that Chazal, a lot of the excerpts of Chazal are going to change based on what's best for now, what's true for now. But until we don't have nevuah, en bezdin yochel levatel divrei bezdin chaveiroi, elam ken gadol meni b'chochma b'minyan. So there needs to be wisdom in the world. As long as there won't be wisdom in the world, we're going to just have to copy the previous generation because we don't understand what we're doing. How do we know what we can drop? How do we know what's really important? We don't even know the first thing about what we're doing. So it's going to require a deep study. It's going to require an understanding. So we can understand the goal, we can understand the purpose. And it's not being hidden from us any longer. Nobody's holding it from us, except we're not digging enough, or we're not digging in the right direction. And that's based on the midas. The direction is all dependent on the midas. Everybody will see in the Torah a different Torah based on their midas. That's what it means, Shivim Panim LaTorah. And so we have to clear our midas in order for the medicine to stop being bitter. Because the bitter medicine comes through our midas. That's why it tastes so bitter. It's because we have the midas that create resistance between people, that create difficulty, it creates competition. It doesn't create happy, loving coexistence. That's not the programming that's running around these days. So that has to change, because that's toxic to humanity. That's causing us to have less fuel, less energy, less interest. And when we have that, we have less wisdom, less access to wisdom.